Right, just a minute, give me a sec, I'll get mini cam running and switch it onto the camera, then it should be alright then. I don't understand why it's doing that, but it's something to do with the fact that the camera's connected straight to live stream or something, I don't know. Right, if I go to the camera now, it should work fine, or find out. So if it's better, if it's better, let me know. Actually, I'm wondering if these crumpets are out of date because they want special offer. I'm going to check the date because they do taste a bit different. No, it must be that margarine. It must be that because these don't expire till the 12th of November. So I don't know what it is. They just taste different for some reason. It must be the margarine. Oh, I know it could be. Maybe it's because I've got cold. Maybe I have got cold because when you have a cold, everything tastes different. I probably have got a cold or something. That's why my nose keeps running. That would explain everything. Well, drill is cold. I'm finishing this comfort, then I'm going to get on with it. Come to think of it, last night I was coughing my guts out and I had a lot of inflammation on my chest, so I must have cold. This time of year everybody's getting flus and colds and all sorts, but at least it's not a bad one this year, it's just a mild one. Mind you, I had it pretty bad last year. Who's going to sleep? Is Schubert's going to sleep? Anyway, is stream alright now? It should not be pulsing anymore. It's something to do with the camera when it's connected directly to the stream. It does that, but it doesn't do it when I go through Manicam, which is very peculiar. Mind you, Manicam has a way of handling the frames and everything differently. You can kind of force it to have a different frame rate, and it actually changes the resolution a bit as well, so maybe that's why it's better through there. So if there's a compatibility issue between the camera and the live stream, Manicam's probably avoiding that problem. Good, I'm glad to hear it. Right, I need to get this finished. We've got basically, oh, let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, there's actually just 2 pieces there. I'm in the process of cutting by the looks of it. Oh, actually 3, maybe 3. So if I come at it from a different angle, well, I can't actually, because I'm going to get blocked by the screw in the middle, so I'll have to come at it from the same angle. So I'm going to come at it from this angle, then I should get all of those bits. So let's get started again. Ooh. Oops. I keep getting jammed. That one's there. Oh, cool. Well, I'm just trimming some laminate, sorry, not lamination, some welding rod pieces I use for tuning. That's all right now. Nothing spectacular. I just want to keep these the same length so that I use these for tuning. You see, when I'm putting in the cores to adjust the tuning, and it doesn't need them right now, but. Sometimes it's handy to be able to put a piece of welding rod in the cores on the ends, the actuation cores, just to fine tune things. Oh, right, okay, Alan, well, I'll tell you what, right, okay, while you're there, I was going to explain something, wasn't I? Well, I don't mind having a break from that anyway, because I'm not far off anyway. I'm just trimming some bits off the end of the middle ones because they're a bit longer than the rest. So it does appear that I've got a bit of a cold at the moment as well. So, what was I was gonna explain something, and I'm trying to remember what it was now. Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Well, let me just pull up my Let me just get my thing up again a minute. Just give us a sec. I'll try and show you what I'm going to do. Right, I'll just switch over to screen a minute. Right, well, I've modified the laminations because I'm going to be using hang on, I'm going to have a lot more of them. I'm going to be having like 768 of these, because I'm going to be having them at both ends of the bobbin. Yeah, both ends of the bobbin, because previous design, let me go back a bit. Trouble is, I tend to alter my drawings and then I'll lose the original ones. That's the problem. I think I've got some original ones. Here we are. These were the original laminations that I'm currently using, right? Well, I'm going to be having much shorter actuation points. So I'll just open this one as well. So it says me scrolling backwards and forwards. So the actuation point is the A. A is the actuation, where the actuation coil is wrapped around, and it's going to be the really shorter ones, shorter coils. And I'm going to be, when I'm biasing the inside coils with say south, the outside coils are going to be biased with north, which is more efficient than using a round bobbin, because I'm going to be using separate coils for the actuation instead. And the separate coils are basically, are basically these things, right? Those are the actuation coils, and they're a lot smaller, but I'm going to be able to wire them in series or parallel. So instead of just having actuation point on alternating from one side, say the one side to the other side, it'll be let's see if I can show you what I mean. Oh, I need to bring up that other drawing, hang on. Where is it? Is it on this one? Yeah, I think it's this one. I've got this little sketch down here, which is probably the best one to use. But let me just do that a minute. So basically, instead of just actuating this side and this side, right? Let's zoom in a bit. Oh, that's too much. Instead of just doing those two points on one cycle, I'll be actuating this side and the opposite side of that at the same time, so that I'll be actually creating a pull on one side, like pull here, and I'll be pushing on this side as well, right? So it's PP, but one side's going to be pushing and the other side's going to be pulling, so it will be more efficient. It'll be twice as efficient, and then laminations are not going to be wrapped around at that point down below there. They're not going to be wrapped. Instead, they're going to go all the way through, so the laminations will go all the way through, like so, and also like so. So I'm not using the right colour, but because you see what occurred to me, and it was a bit of an oversight. I kind of overlooked something, right? If I was using the ordinary bobbins, which are these green bobbins, right? If I was using the green bobbins, which are these secondary bobbins, as actuation coils as well, then I couldn't do what I just described to you on here, because it would cause a cancellation effect to any gain. But because I'm using because I'm actually using 8 of these, because there's going to be 8 of these, right? There'll be 4 on one side and there'll be 4 on the opposite side. So because there's 8 of these, it makes it a lot easier to control the actuation. So basically 2 on the right and 2 on the left will be actuated with a positive cycle, you know, a plus cycle. and when the other half cycle is engaged, the other 2 on the right and the other 2 on the left will be actuated. So all 4 on one side won't be actuated at the same time, because that would cancel the gain effect. You wouldn't get the switching working the way it wants to work. So we'd basically be actuating 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and then on the other half cycle it was the opposite 2 that weren't working in operation before. So by doing it that way, I can use my existing circuit, which is what I've already built, and that circuit's going to be driving 4 coils at any one time, right? So 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and then on the other half cycle it'll be the other 2 on the right and the other 2 on the left, if you get what I mean. So I can actually use my all of the magnets in a much more efficient way on both sides. It'll be much more efficient, because right at the moment I'm only switching one side on one cycle, and on the other cycle I'm switching the other side. But in the new design I'll be able to actually use magnets on both sides, but it'll be a different set of magnets, if you know what I mean. So there's actually 4 sets of magnets, right? There's 4 groups of magnets on that side. There's 4 groups of magnets on that side, because it's a square bobbin, right? Only one side they're going to be south on the inside and north on the outside, but the other group will be north on the inside and south on the outside. You see what I mean? Anyway, and I was doing a lot of thinking and working it out, and I thought, well, yeah, that's the missing link that I've been trying to solve a problem with. Because if I'd been actuating, if I had one single coil, you know, just one over here, right? If I had one coil over there, I couldn't do what I want to do, right? Because you couldn't independently switch the magnetic fields on the magnets with just one coil. But because I'm going to be using 4 coils on this side, right, and because there's going to be 4 coils on this side, it means I can do exactly what I need to do, which is to switch the relative magnets independently. Sorry if I'm not very clear, but I'm trying to make it as clear as I can, but it's kind of difficult to explain. I mean, looking back at the let's look back at this, the actuation coils, you know, see what I mean. I've definitely got cold. I don't know. Right, I'll try and explain it. Right, so there's going to be south, say here. Right, my mouse is acting up. South. All these magnets on this parallel are going to be south, right? All these magnets on this parallel are going to be south. All these magnets on this parallel will be north, right? So that's all north. But on this group, the inside will be north. The outside will be south. Right, north, south. Oops, sorry, I can't draw in a straight line with this bloody thing. So this side will be north, right, and this side will be south. Right, so that's all north, that's all south. So on 1/2 cycle, right, all these souths over here and all these souths over here will be turned on. All the norths on this side will be off, but on the other half cycle all these norths will be on and all these souths will be off. So we have effectively a conventional looking transformer, because if you look at an ordinary transformer, you'll often see laminations are going on the top and the bottom, and the coil is on the other side and there's nothing there, just a big space, an air gap with a load of, you can see the windings. But on mine you won't be able to see the windings. The only place you'll be able to see the actual secondary windings, which is on the big bobbin, will be through this gap, right? So the secondary bobbin will be a conventional looking bobbin, which will be that, which will be in the middle. Right, but the actuation coils will be basically that. So I think you understand now, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, I don't think you'll catch it over the internet. Anyway, like I said, this is what I was thinking about. I thought, hang on a minute, before I was designing it so that I could actuate it on the right over here. Ooh. On the right over here, on the right, and then on the left over here alternately, but that's less efficient. But it was the only way I could think of doing it at the time if I was using 2 full sets of bobbins, you know, a bobbin on the left and 1 bobbin on the right and 1 bobbin in the middle. But because I've actually improved my design and I'm now using smaller bobbins over the laminations, I'm using 4 on this side, 4 on the left side. So that means that I can have laminations that go all the way through now, right? You get it? I can have laminations that go all the way through instead of halfway through and halfway through. So having laminations that run all the way through is a much more efficient way of doing it, especially when you've got 4 bobbins, actuation coils to actuate it. So yeah, that's why my new laminations are going to be basically like that, and they look a bit shorter. That's because these that's because this comes to the halfway point of the secondary bobbin, right? That end comes to the halfway point, and then there's another one of these on the opposite side, and they meet in the middle. So that's why I need 768 now instead of was it 364 before? Yeah, 384. So instead of 384, which I still need the same quantity of the end laminations that cap off the ends, I still need the same number of those, but I need twice as many of these because these actually intersect in the centre of the secondary bobbin. Right, this is a secondary bobbin, right, and this is the actuation bobbin. So now I need twice as many of them, but it'll be better because there'll be two switches. There'll be a switch on each end. Both switches will be in operation on one grouping while the other grouping's off, and it'll alternate. So anyway, I've done a lot of thinking about it, working it out, and that is the best solution. And I also will not need the static magnets anymore. I won't need the static magnets anymore because it will be actuated at both ends. So it can all be electrically tuned instead of statically tuned with magnets. Why is a cutout in the middle piece of the that is because I've done an offset. That's to create, oh, let me just explain that a bit. Right, this cutout, just a minute. Right, the magnetic field, there'll be across this section here a halfway point that will be south. The other halfway point, across here will be north, right? I have to find a center point where I can still block, like a firewall, magnetic fields coming back, the lens effect from getting back, right? I've got to stop the lens effect getting back. So what I want to be doing is actuating this north, say this north pole, right? So that I'm pulling the north pole back, right? Now when I pull the north pole back, then any north pole that's on the other side, any remaining north pole that's over here, will also be drawn back, right? Because I'll be attracting it by south over here. Well, when that north field is pulled back, then this south field over here will have a strong amount of deflection in the opposite direction, which will be down here, right, to generate power in the coil. Well, I don't want this lens, I don't want the lens effect over here getting back to the actuation over here. I want the lens to be isolated, so having an offset gives me a certain amount of like a brick wall really, because that lens would have to get, first it would have to get past south, right, then it would come into contact with north. Well, obviously if you have this slightly offset, then it's a narrow gap, right? It's a thinner gap for the field to get through. So that lens isn't going to make it through that smaller gap because it's already had to fight the south field over there. It's also come into contact, because remember, an equal and opposite reaction would also be south. So south would first be deflected by this south here. Then the north over here would absorb anything that was coming back, which is, you need an offset to improve the switching. So basically what I'm doing by having that offset is I'm making it easy to actuate over here, but I'm making it very difficult for it to actuate the other way. Right? Because what I'm doing over here is I'm subtracting the north field, which is easy to do from this side, but it's very, very difficult to subtract south over here because it's blocked by north over here. And I've already done tests to prove that, you know, when I was doing them switches, and I showed you how I could put the field on the other side and you couldn't see anything getting back. Well, that's the reason for that. Well, anyway, I hope that explained it. But I can still use my existing laminations, but I can mix and match. Actually, I can be able to mix and match them slightly. So I might. That's why I was thinking about the possibility of trimming down some of the other lamination. As Alan got, Tom went off. Yeah, I know, because I realised that though that having it in the middle doesn't give me as much of a what do you call it, a firewall blockage as what I would hope for. So I want to try this offset, because I'm quite convinced that this offset would improve it. It's about balance, right? Balance. Do you remember me talking about balance? I need to have a certain amount of balance, because when you have north over here on the right, when you have north over here, some of that north is going to go all the way around here. It's going to go around the circuit. It's going to go back up to the south on the other lamination, which is on the other side, right? Now, this offset is also giving me an ability to balance it out, so that I don't need biasing magnets as well, because there'll be a certain amount of north on this side and there'll be a certain amount of north on this side, right? You know what I'm talking about, balance. And this one will be south over here. So I'll have this like on a seesaw. I was talking about seesaws and things before, where it's got to be kind of balanced and everything. Well, the reason I was so out of balance before is because all of the north was coming on this side, right? Well, I'm balancing it now, so some of the north is going over here, some of the north is going over here. This is my balance point, really. This is what my balance point. But it also blocks lens coming back the other way. So any lens effects that try to come back are also blocked as well. This is what I'm working out. This is what I've been thinking about for the last few weeks, you know. Anyway, we'll see when I get it built. Anyway, but yeah. But something else I found out, something else that's come to mind, is this diamond cutting blade is so good. It's so brilliant at cutting through steel. I've been using it tonight and doing tests with it, really. It means it's possible I could even modify some of my existing laminations by cutting some small chunks out with it, you know. And I thought, oh, that's cool. I could actually make some slight modifications to my existing laminations to try it out, you know. And I'm pretty sure that I mean, this will cut through 0.9mm steel in a jiffy, really fast. So if I need to make some slight adjustments to my laminations to test out some theories, I can certainly try it, you know. Anyway, I hope that explained it. I don't know what else to say, really, but well, did that answer the questions, Alan? Yeah, well, Yeah, it's difficult and it's not easy to explain it. You see, we're dealing with magnetic fields, right? If you put two magnetic fields, I suppose, yeah, they're very, very messy. Yeah, they are messy. It's very hard. Let me just put the camera back on because hang on a minute. I don't know if I've got my magnet assembly stuff set up. Oh yeah, hang on a minute. Just a minute, where's my right, I'm just gonna get my right angle thingamajig. Right, let's see if I can show you what I mean. Come off, you bugger. Right, I ain't got my solar battery. My solar battery is currently on power saving because I run it down too much with all this soldering iron stuff, leaving it on, and yeah. Well, let me just see if I've got the camera lined up properly. Right. This is basically my magnetic switch on a bigger scale, right? We have the magnets underneath. We have a gap. Can you see the gap? The gap is in the middle there. I'll stick my paintbrush in it so you can see. Right, so we have the, let me get this other torch, this other light thing. This is basically a magnetic switch that I've been doing tests with, right? You can see the gap behind it, right? There's a gap. That's the bit that's in my laminations. The magnets are on top. We have a piece of steel on this side, a piece of steel on this side, and we have a bit more steel on top. But this is using much stronger magnets because they're a lot longer actually than what I'm using in the build. But when you have the balance set right, and I'll subtract one side, there's a lot of crap stuck to these magnets. When I subtract one side, where's my gauge? Right, we have this is south on this side, and we have, I think this is north. Yeah, this is north on this side because I colour coded it, right? Now when I bias this end with some magnets, find the right pole. I've got the wrong end again. These magnets are not strong enough to bias it. Hang on. When I find the right pole, right, when I bias it, it pushes the scale on this end up. Right, you see, it's been biased on this side. I'm subtracting this field on this side right now. Well, the problem is when I've got two switches inside my device, which I have, and one on the inside is south, one on the outside is north. What's happening is the switches are actually switching each other on when they're not supposed to be. Now, because they're actually creating their own circuit of magnetic flux in a circle, they're turning themselves on when they don't want them to be on. So to avoid that, I need an offset. That is why I'm building an offset in, so that this circuit basically will not turn itself on prematurely unless it's been actuated by an electromagnetic field which is energizing the coil. So I have to balance it so that to compensate for the fact that it's in a circuit. This is not in a circuit, so it's already balanced. it's on its own. It's a freestanding switch, so it's not actually in a circuit, it's on its own. So when I built this design, it never occurred to me that when I have two of these switches, so this is south on here, right? I imagine I have another one of these switches, and the other switch will be north on this side, and that's effectively doing exactly what I am doing with this magnet, which is to bias it. And I don't want it to be biased. I want it to be balanced so that it's actuated by a coil and not self-actuated. So the problem I've been having is self-actuation. So because the magnets on the other side are pulling on this when I don't want them to do. That's why I was talking about an air gap with the laminations, but even that doesn't work because the laminations are in parallel with the inside laminations, so the field is still getting through when I don't want it to, right? So put that on that end. What happens? Will I get south coming out this end? Let's get a south gauge. I'm not sure if this is a south or a north gauge. No, this is a north. That's a north. Hang on. I can't. Which is which? Oh, I'll get mixed up now. Right. I've got this wrong way around now. Just a minute. Which one am I doing? Just a minute. Where's my other gauge? Right. Now I'm subtracting south, so north is coming up. Oh, damn it! Have I got this right way around? Just a minute. Test it the other way. Find out. Right. This. Oh, okay. Right. Now let's put this way around. Look. It's not turning that. It's not pushing this at all, is it? Right. Turn the magnet around. There's a small amount of deflection now because we are effectively switching on south, right? So this is the south switch, so it's south gauge. It's picking up south coming out that end, right? Can I push north out this end? That is a question. Can I push north out of this end? Right, this is a north sensing gauge, right? Now let's switch the magnets around. See if we can push north. Oops. See if we can push north out of that end. Oh, there is a bit coming out, but not much. Hang on a minute. Let me just see. Have I got this right? That is north. This is north on this side. Now let's turn it around. Now we have a strong north coming out that end. Look. Turn this around. We have very little north coming out this end. It's weak. It's mostly south that comes out of that end. Put south on there. It's probably because I haven't got this mounted on a base, because it's supposed to be mounted on this piece of metal, which would be equivalent to the laminations. Let's try this on here. Everything's sticking to everything now. Let's try this again. This is a problem I'm having with stuff that doesn't want to behave itself. Right. Which field have we got coming out? Now this is south. We've got south coming out this end right now. Turn that around. We've got nothing coming out that's pushing this. Have we got north coming out this end? Yeah, we've got a little bit of north, but it's not making the trip really. It's very weak on that end. Let's turn this around. so we should have a strong north coming out the opposite end, because there's a certain amount of firewalling going on. Now that should be stronger now. Oh, it's twisting on me. I think I've got this right. That is I think my switch has got messed up a bit. I think something is slightly out of alignment. You've got to get this just balanced right. It might be that these are moved, but that's strong coming out there, right? Let's turn it around without turning these magnets around. Let's turn this around. There, you see, there's nothing, there's no north coming out that end, because this is south. You've got to get this balance. You've got to get these laminations, these pieces of metal in just the right positions for it to work properly. But that there's no north coming out this end, because south is blocking it, right? Let's move that around. I'm fighting magnetism. Now north again. You can see it's very strong there now, look. Sorry if it's off camera. Now it's very strong there, look. Turn that around. I've still got these black magnets which are pushing north right now. Turn that around. Can we get north there? No. You see? North is not getting through, it's been blocked, right? But south will be coming through when I rotate the magnets. So south is not coming through. Now if we rotate the magnets, now we'll see south coming through. Okay? You've got to get this switch is right. That's what I'm trying to tweak. Now south's coming through, look. Right? But turn this around, will south come out that end? That is a question. No. South cannot get through because it's being blocked. I'm still pushing south with these magnets, look. Oop, hang on a minute. I'll just move the gauge over to where these magnets are. Now look, south is not getting through. Move them over to where the magnets are. You'll see south is deflecting them now, look. This gauge sticks a bit. So south is over here, right? But it's not getting through here. You see? That is the whole point of the switching, the magnetic switches, is to block the other field from getting through. Anyway, I think I explained it, but this has got a bit messed up because it's been lying around, and yeah. Anyway, it's just about getting it balanced and all that, and tweaking it, and them crumpets are giving me wind now. I'll go and check chat. Sorry, I can't see the chat. I'll me, USB plugs. Oh, did you? Oh, I'm going through Minicam at the moment. That's because the earlier it kept dropping. Heidi was telling me that the stream kept going loss of signal all the time, and And my bandwidth must be really poor tonight. My connection must be really bad at the moment. I don't know what it is. The internet's just crap lately, and so I'm actually going through Manycam at the moment. So if you look at my screen, I'm using Manycam right now to go through the camera. With Manycam I can switch over to images. I can switch to my images, photos. I can switch to photos and all sorts of things, and that's me. Yeah, go back to camera. You'll see what I mean. There you go. So I'm going through Manycam at the moment. That is the reason. Well, I'll see what the frame rate is. Let me just check the frame rate. It says 25 frames per second. I don't know what's going on really. It looks clear at this end, but it looks alright actually. Let me just put my hand there again and have a look. I see what you mean, yeah, there's blurriness, yeah. Flash is terrible. Yeah, I'm getting it as well, it's just very blurry. I don't think it's a frame rate, to be honest. I think it's something else. I think there's just some problems with the bandwidth at the moment. I think it's uploading at a very slow rate. Let me just find out what my outgoing bandwidth is right now. My outbound data right now is around 40 kilobytes a second. It keeps jumping around. So that's what I'm streaming at the moment at the top here. It's actually low as well. It's not very good. It's 29.3 kilobytes. That's what I'm streaming out at the moment. Look at the graph. My upstream is very erratic. It's not very stable right now. It's up and down all over the place. I only have a 1 megabyte per upstream, you know. I don't have speeds like Russ can get. I don't know where he's on, but I think he's on like 10 megabytes or more or something, but I'm only on 1 megabyte, so I can't send out a lot of data. That is the problem, because my internet provider is ADSL, which is basically more down than up. So if you know what ADSL is, I'm not on DSL, I'm on ADSL. I think ADSL stands for a sync or something. I don't know. I can't even say it. I can't say the word. Asynchronous or something. Yeah, ADSL, it sucks, but it's cheaper. I mean, I can't afford the DSL, high-speed DSL services. It just costs too much. You know, it's a lot of money to actually have that service. Hacksaws having problems by the looks of it as well. Asymmetric, yeah. Well, that's what I'm basically on. It means I can get a good down speed, but I tell you what, I'll do an internet speed test. Oh, actually, maybe I shouldn't do that while I'm live streaming because it's going to kill the stream. Nah, but just take my word for it. My speed is absolutely atrocious up than it is down. There's not much I can do about it. Anyway, I'm going to get these laminations ordered. I'm going to ask for a quotation. I'm going to see what they're going to quote me. I'll get them to do me an estimate and find out exactly where I am with that, and then I can get them ordered, because I think the what is it? No, that won't. Yeah, there's 768 off. That's a lot. Yeah, I'm just hoping to God they're not going to charge me a fortune. I might be able to get them for 40 quid. Might be 40 quid, might be 50 quid. I don't know, but that money, well, the money that you helped me with. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to mention that, but yeah, that should help. Anyway, we should be able to get there. Oh, okay, Alan. All right then. You take care. Well, yeah, I do that usually. Yeah, I can record some stuff and upload to YouTube in higher definition than what I'm getting on live stream. Okay, see you tomorrow, Alan. Night night. So I'm going to get back to my cutting in a minute. At some point I want to find out how easy it is to cut this ferrite as well. But I don't want to cut these for the moment because I haven't particularly got a reason to. I will be interested to know though if I can actually cut that stuff. So I'm going to have to dig around and look for a bit of ferrite that's broken or something. Actually, I have got some ferrite that's broken. A Chinese company sent me some ferrite cable things, you know, not cable things, ferrite, well, the ribbon cable ferrite rings that go around ribbon cable. And the first batch I ordered they were all broken and smashed, and I've still got the pieces. So I could actually try cutting some of that stuff just to test it out, because I don't want to do it right this minute though. I'll do it later. I want to find out if I can cut it. But this cutting disc is certainly holding up quite well. So this is what happens though when you build something. Things change, and then you've got to compensate for those changes. And this is what I have to do with the laminations by having that offset, moving that slot a little bit further back, creates my necessary offset. I'm still drinking my coffee right now. It's nearly cold. Yeah, you know, I've noticed I've had some strange glitches with this just recently. Maybe I need to restore the computer from the backup again, I don't know. Something kind of odd happened today. I was I started up my Winamp thing, and I got this box that came up, the menu box, which I didn't want it to, because I clicked somewhere else in the window and that came up. I thought, what the heck? I thought I never even clicked on it. Anyway, I closed Winamp and the flipping thing kept playing, and I couldn't see the window anymore, and it was still playing. So I had to go into the task manager to kill the application. It was in the process list, and then my computer froze up earlier tonight. I thought, what the hell's going on? You know, I had to reset it. I don't know what happened there. I just hope I haven't picked up some virus or something. Anyway, I'm considering doing a restore again. Maybe that's why my flash has gone a bit wonky. Actually, I might even I think I might update my flash. I think that might be what it is. I don't know if I can update it while I'm live streaming though, that's the problem. Oh my god, I just realised what time it is. Everyone's going to be going to bed soon. Are you still there, Hyde? Are you getting ready for bed? Is Chuff still in there? Okay, well, let me know when you're going, because I don't know, it must be, what, getting close to 2 AM where you are, is it? I need to finish cutting this this metal, but I'm just basically having a ciggy and some finishing my coffee off, because my coffee will be cold by the time I finish this. Yeah, I'm quite happy with I am quite happy with the way things are going though. Oh, my device is currently producing 1.075. Is that more than it was earlier? Ah, I think it was was it 1.074 earlier or what? Oh god, it's just got up to 1.075. 1.076 now. Huh? What the heck? Ah. Right, time to get this cutter going again. Oops. doing quite well. A piece just came off. Need to find where I am now. Oh. Yeah, the other piece just came off too. Right, just need to flatten this a bit. I'm not cutting anymore, I'm just grinding the ends now. Flattening it off, you know. Oh, that's good hide. Yeah, that's the tricky part, I guess. It's I've been trying to learn how to design my own coil formers, but I haven't figured out how to use the 3D designing software yet. I'm a slow learner. I need some software that's easier to use though. I've been trying to use that flipping open source program, what do you call it? I forgot what you call it now. Just slipped my mind, but my rubber needs to be nearer. That's quite a good job this does, really. I think I've got them. I think they've got them all the same length now. Oh. All right. I'll see. Does it work on XP? That's the question. Oh, I've got a 410. The requested page has expired. I'm just showing you on the screen. It's giving me a page expired thingy-majig. I don't know what's going on there. I'll just click on gallery or something. Maybe it's because you've got an account. Alright, cool. I'll bookmark that. Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Well, I'll create a shortcut. I'll stick it in my hang on. Oh, actually, I've got your nickname here somewhere. Hide. I'll stick it under there, then I'll know it's from you if I can find it. Oh, no, it's not there. Oh well, I'll put you there. Hide. Right. I'll go and check that out later when I'm in the right frame of mind. Cool. Oh, I see. Oh, well, that can't be too difficult. Huh. Well, anyway, look at my oh, I'll go back to the camera again. Right, well, if you look at my thing, I've got them all the same length now, look. So you can see that. That's the side I was cutting. So you can pretty much see that I've got them pretty straight now. Well,